My name is Christopher Penn, co-founder and chief innovator at Trust Insights, and today we are answering questions from Critical Mention, 6 questions about AI, marketing, entrepreneurship, social media, and more. So let's dig in here and see what we can do. Question 1. As a successful entrepreneur, how do you think you bridge the gap between AI and marketing? This is an interesting question because they're different things. AI is a profession unto itself. AI, machine learning, data science, all these things are different professions, and so is marketing. And what I've been fortunate to be able to do is to be able to do some specialization in both camps, in both careers. The running joke is I'm a better AI practitioner than any marketer and a better marketer than any AI practitioner, but I'm not necessarily an expert in either one. I don't have, for example, a lot of AI practitioners have multiple PhDs. I have none because that's not something I went to school formally for. But being able to have a foot in both worlds allows me to be able to speak the language of both and to understand the dual strategies that each goes after. For example, in machine learning especially, there is a lot of emphasis on acceleration, automation, accuracy, making machine learning be very precise. In marketing, there is absolutely a call for and a desperate need for analytical precision and effectiveness and efficacy and budget friendliness. But there's also a creative side that's a lot more difficult to build a model around by definition. If you're following a template, you're not being very creative. And so being able to work in both worlds allows me to translate ideas from either and apply techniques from either discipline to get outcomes that you wouldn't be able to get if you were specialized in just one alone. So I think that's important for marketers in general. Is marketers, and well, frankly, everyone, but marketers need to be able to branch out beyond just marketing. You should be reading content from disciplines other than marketing. You should be interacting with experts in disciplines other than marketing, in addition to the marketing work that you already do. But you need to have that broad base of knowledge of it and of experience to be able to make the most of your marketing, because fundamentally marketing is communicating to humans. AI is communicating to machines. You better be good at both. Question 2, what is the most important AI tool in marketing today? I would say, from a tool perspective, it is the programming language R. This is an open source language, free of financial cost, has some ramp-up time in order to become proficient at it, but once you're good at it, it offers unlimited possibilities. The same is true for the programming language Python. In terms of a boxed product, if you will, something that's off the shelf that gives you that same flexibility, take a look at IBM Watson Studio. It is a drag and drop environment for a lot of this stuff. Still requires you to know what you're doing, but reduces the need for you to write a lot of custom code. Instead, you're dragging and dropping in an interface and properly, I guess. Watson, one of the things that's nice about Watson Studio is that it enforces best practices on you. You can't not do what the machines tell you to do. For example, if you're doing a regression model, you have to declare what type of each variable is. Like, is this a text field? Is this a number? Is this a URL? You can't just go off willy-nilly. It requires you to do certain things. But I think more important than the tool itself are some of the topic areas that AI addresses. If you need to find, for example, the most important number in a set of numbers, regression is an important AI capability. If you need to understand what's in a pile of like social media posts, classification is an important problem that AI solves. If you need to know how numbers relate to each other, clustering is an important problem that AI solves. And if you had just got too much stuff and you don't know what to pay attention to, dimension reduction and association is an important problem that AI solves. So we have to think less about the tools and more about what problems are we trying to solve, and is AI a good fit for solving those problems? Question 3, AI and machine learning have become integral parts of marketing in 2019. How do you see this impacting marketing in the coming years? The most impactful thing that will be coming to marketing in the next 6 to 12 months, as of the time of this recording, which is early 2019, is really effective natural language generation. Language text, it forms the underpinning of most marketing, right? Even when we're doing video like this, I'm still speaking words. I'm still saying things. That is fundamentally text. In the last 6 months, some amazing strides have been made in natural language generation. Models like BERT and Elmo, systems like GPT-2 and Facebook's Laser, which all sounds like a bunch of words, and it is for if you're not involved in this side of AI. But what these systems do is that they give you the ability to generate realistic, human-sounding text that is coherent, that is intelligible, that is reasonably written well. There are still instances when you're using these models, and they're very complex models to use, but there's still instances where they come up with word salad, of course. But as the systems get better over time, and they will, instead of writing a blog post that day, you might write 1 million blog posts in a day. And that is going to fundamentally change marketing and change what we think of marketing. Mark Schaefer in 2014 coined the term content shock, the ability for marketers to create more content than people could consume. Machines are going to blow that out of the water. And so the ability for us to create content is going to scale ridiculously. And then we're going to be even more reliant on algorithms, on AI and machine learning, to help us decide what to read. Among the 1 million blog posts that you generated today, well, you may need help filtering. And so what we perceive as consumers may be heavily filtered by algorithms just to be able to sort through all the crap. Question 4. How do you think quantitative and qualitative analysis work together in marketing? They are a cycle. They are, if you think about that little inyo in Japanese, yin-yang in Chinese, that circle that has no end. We begin most marketing analytics with things like qualitative analysis. What are people talking about? What's the topic? What's the keyword term? What's the idea? And then we try to say, okay, let's build some stuff. Let's measure what we've built and quantify it. So running a survey, asking a focus group, doing a customer advisory board. And then when we get that data, it leads to new questions. Back to qualitative. Well, how should we think about hierarchical ontologies of SEO keywords, which is a thing? Ask more questions, get more, then measure, and then ask more questions, and so forth. It is a circle. It's a virtuous circle. They are complementary, and they are both necessary. Anybody who says that one or the other is unimportant is not telling you the truth. So qualitative and quantitative go hand in hand in marketing and in life. Question 5. As an influencer, you've had quite an impact on those around you, especially on social media. What advice would you give to marketing professionals looking to expand their community on which social channels? On which channels? Go where your audience is. Wherever it is the people that you currently interact with or that you want to interact with, go there and do stuff. What should you be doing? Here's the easy answer. Do stuff that's helpful. My friend Chris Brogan says, any opportunity to be helpful is an opportunity to do business, right? People want help. People need help. People need assistance doing things. And so if you can provide answers to people's questions, if you can provide value, real value, giving without taking, you will grow your influence because people will look to you for answers. And Marcus Sheridan has a fantastic book that technically you don't need to read because it tells you everything you need to know in the title. It's called They Ask, You Answer. I actually run a video series on my personal blog every day called You Ask, I Answer. And people ask marketing questions and I provide answers. And that's the best way to provide value to people because instead of having to debate or question or wonder or just make things up, answer people's questions like the ones here from Critical Mention, and you provide value automatically, at least to one person. You know you're providing value to at least one person because you're providing value to the person that asked the question. But as with so many things in life, if you provide an answer to one person's question, there's probably 10 other people who had that exact same question. So answer people's questions. You don't have to do it as literal as I do. Like, you ask, I answer. But the concept is the same. You want to create great value for your customers? Go into your customer service inbox and answer people's questions, and then do it publicly if it's appropriate to do so, because other people are going to have those questions too. How long does it take your product to ship? What's the best way to use this product? How does this thing work? Answer those questions. Question 6. Do you have any insider tips for marketers that you'd like to share that will enable them to make their campaigns more effective? Well, if it's an insider tip, it wouldn't be worth sharing. But no, realistically, the number one thing marketers need to do is measure stuff better, measure stuff more effectively. Use these new tools that are coming out in AI and machine learning and data science to understand better how metrics relate to each other. That's I think one of the most critical flaws that I see in the way people measure marketing is that every metric is treated as this discrete entity. You have our video views over here, and our social media mentions over here, and our lead generation over here. And nobody tries to draw a line among these things. They're all treated as separate, independent things, and they're not. The customer journey is not discrete. The customer journey is continuous, and it's blurry. And so if we learn to measure and to analyze the whole customer journey and every piece of data we have along it, then we'll be able to make our campaigns more effective because we'll know what things lead to the outcomes we want. And it will be a weird combination of things. It will not be what you expect. At my company, Trust Insights, we do this a lot for clients. We take all of their marketing data and run these machine learning algorithms on them to say, what of all the things you measure, what matters? And you'd be amazed. You would be amazed at just how weird that is. Sometimes, for example, I was doing a piece of work for one client for an automotive. Twitter followers matters to them. We used to crap on that and say, oh, it's a vanity metric, doesn't matter. Well, actually, in the context of their entire customer journey for that particular company, for this particular time period, it mattered a lot. For another company, we did the exact same algorithm, and it came up with Twitter followers completely unimportant. They could delete their Twitter account tomorrow and no one would notice. And so you need to measure and analyze in a way that takes into account the entire customer journey using modern tools. So thanks to the folks at Critical Mention for the questions. There's some fun questions to answer. Hopefully you got some value out of it. As always, please subscribe to the YouTube channel and the newsletter, and I'll talk to you soon. Want help solving your company's data, analytics, and digital marketing problems? Visit trustinsights.ai today and let us know how we can help you.